Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is the shocking ultimatum that the Philadelphia 76ers have given Ben Simmons. So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. So yesterday, I was just kind of there surfing the web, looking for some interesting news out there, just reading some things. And I stumbled upon an article that I want to get to a little bit later in this video today that was just discussing the situation there with Ben Simmons that I'm going to get to. But y'all know how I feel about Ben Simmons. I think I've made my feelings very clear about this. I think Ben Simmons is one of the laziest players I've seen in a long time to come through the NBA. And whenever I say this, it rubs some people the wrong way. And I know it sounds like a broken record, but I truly mean that. I really believe that Ben Simmons is one of the laziest people out there. And I think that he's one of these people, these players that have just really gotten content with making a lot of money and not really improving. Now, some people may say, wait a minute, there have been lazier players out there. Well, I'm sure there have been lazier players, but I can't think of a person or a player in this case that has been that has the level of talent that Ben Simmons has that shows a complete disregard to getting better. And I think a lot of people out there trying to give this guy kudos for just kind of coasting. Right? They're like, well, you can't be lazy when you're one of the best defensive players in the NBA and one of the best playmakers in the NBA. Yeah, but there are a lot of players like that. And what type of message are we sending to players when you're not encouraging them to get better? I mean, the goal is to get better every single day, not to get to a certain level and just coast, right? So it's unconscionable that some people try to put this argument out there and they love the baby guys, right? And it's usually men doing this to other men. And I don't know how you're helping young men move forward when you don't give them constructive criticism and when you don't try to push them forward. But nevertheless, there are a bunch of people out there that try to cover up for this guy. But thankfully, there are other voices out there that have really came out and said, listen, this is absurd. We did some videos on some of the comments that Shaquille O'Neal made and Charles Barkley made on a podcast that they did together, I think for TNT, NBA TNT. And they were candid about their thoughts in regard to Ben Simmons. Shaq said, listen, you're not that good. Nobody cares about the pictures that you're posting on Instagram. Nobody cares about your cars. Nobody cares about who you're dating, right? That only impresses probably little kids, chatty patties, and girls, right? These are the only people I think they'll be impressed with that. I don't see myself running through NBA's players' profiles like, oh, did you see their new? I don't care, right? Like I have my own affairs to worry about. I'm not sitting here worrying about that. So Shaq is like, nobody cares about that, right? It's like, we're not impressed by that. But we would be impressed by your improvement on the court. And some people feel like, no, you're being a little bit too harsh on him. Listen, I'm not even going to get into the numbers, but I'm going to get into a little bit here. Ben Simmons has basically remained stagnant all throughout his career. Last year, his numbers, he averaged 14 points per game. He shot 55% from the field, 30% from the three, attempting 0.2 threes per game, making 61% from the free throw line, getting you 7.2 rebounds, 6.9 assists, 1.6 steals, right? The issue is not only is Ben Simmons a terrible three-point shooter because he doesn't shoot, he's made 5 3-pointers in his NBA career, which is unconscionable, really, to put it frankly, given the fact that this guy's making $35 to $40 million a year and you've only made 5 3-pointers in your career, given the fact that now NBA teams, they feature the three-point shot, at a prominent rate because teams are attempting close to 33 pointers a game, and you've only made 5 in your career. Number one. Number two, he doesn't even take mid-range jump shots, so he's no threat whatsoever on the court unless he's driving to the basket. To me, that's inexcusable. And when you have a point guard that cannot shoot, will not shoot, you're basically playing 5-on-4. And for the people making an argument like, oh, Ben Simmons can go, I'm like, I think this guy is untradeable, and I'm going to get to that shortly. So yesterday I was doing a little bit of research and I stumbled upon an article from Fox Sports here. And I want to get into some of the things that they had to say in this article, and I'm going to read some of it. And I'm going to give you my thoughts ultimately on some of the things that they're saying in this article. So the article starts off, I'm just going to kind of skim through it quickly. Philadelphia has reportedly made a shock U-turn on its stance on one-away point guard Ben Simmons and now expect him to play in the blue and white for the 2021-2022 season. According to reporter Tom Moore of the Bucks County Courier-Times in Philadelphia, the Sixers are no longer planning on making a deal for the 25-year-old and have accepted that they will not receive what they want for him. He added that the Sixers are not willing to accept a deal centered around future picks and see themselves drop back in the standings, and there is no viable offer on the table to secure a genuine all-star as his replacement. He claimed that Philly has been unable to secure any of the names on the list of 5 to 10 replacements, so they will stick with Simmons. It has been widely reported how Simmons is desperate to get out of Philadelphia, and he is willing to refuse to attend preseason training camp or play another game for the Sixers in order to push a trade through. His preference is to head to California, ideally with one of the Lakers, Clippers, or Warriors, although no offers have been forthcoming. Moore added in his report that the Sixers believe that once Simmons is aware he is no longer on the trade table, he will have to show up and plan to fine him for every day he doesn't attend training camp, preseason, and games, which could be around $308,000 per day. $308,000 per day is what the Philadelphia 76ers are willing to fine Ben Simmons for every day that he doesn't show up to work. And I have a plethora of thoughts on this. Number one, wouldn't you believe that in typical delusional fashion, the places he wants to go to is where? LA. In this case, we're talking about the Lakers, the Clippers, or the Warriors. Now, here's what I can extract from this article. Number one, what I've understood about some people is this. Some people want to do the very least and get the very most out of life. That's what they want to do. They want to put forth the least amount of effort to get the maximum benefit and basically enjoy life. That's all it's about. You see it on YouTube. I see some creators putting half-ass efforts into the work that they do, but expecting millions of views a month. I see it. Ben Simmons feels as if I'm not going to improve. I'm going to remain stagnant. I'm not going to really work on my game. And while that's possible, I'm also going to be able to be buying my Ferraris, buying my Porsches, posting on Instagram, living in LA. And while that's happening too, you know what? Not only do I not want to improve, not only do I want to do all of those different things as well, I want to go play in the most desired market in the United States, at least for basketball, in Los Angeles, in sunny California. And I want to go play on the Lakers or the Clippers championship contenders. And I also don't want to show up to work. And I just want to have a good time. That's all I get from that. This guy seems like somebody that doesn't want to go through the mud. Doesn't really want to work through hardship and pressure. Again, look at Giannis. People were talking about, oh, Giannis may leave Milwaukee. He may want to go to LA. He may want to go to New York. I said, listen, knowing the background of Giannis Antetokounmpo, I said this months ago. I said, I guarantee you those factors that other players will be looking at, LA, the sunshine, I said that's something that's not going to matter to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Because if you look at Giannis's upbringing, Giannis came from poverty. Giannis came from hard times. So Giannis moving to play with the Milwaukee Bucks, living in that city. I said Giannis, if he's comparing that to where he came from, I said Giannis, I'm sure, is 100% content with where he is. He's like, I don't care about the sunshine. I don't care about all of those things. I have enough. What I need to do is focus on my game and get better. Giannis is not moved by things like that, like the weather and the sunshine and the girls and all of that. Like, yeah, I get it, but he doesn't seem to be somebody that's transfixed on having a good time while playing basketball. He's like, listen, I have a job in front of me. I have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity in front of me, and I'm going to seize it. And to hell with the girls, to hell with the sunshine, to hell with looking cute and taking IG posts. To hell with all of that. I'm going to be focused. I'm going to put my foot down. I know I'm probably going to be able to play for 10 to 15 or 15 to 20 years in the NBA. I need to maximize my opportunity, make sure I maximize my talent and do the best that I can. So when I leave this game, I have the rest of my life to go chill in Greece or go live wherever the hell I want to. But for now it's time to work. And I feel like Ben Simmons is like, no, man, listen, I already worked my life. My whole goal was to get to the NBA. I'm making my money. Please, I want to go relax. Take me to LA. I've been to LA. It's nice, but guess what? And I know a lot of success. There are a lot of successful people out there, but I grew up in New York. New York is a hustling city. It's a hustling city. And I want to be in a situation where I feel uncomfortable, where my environment is not always sunny every day. I need a little bit of rain. I need a little bit of clouds, right? I don't need every day to be I need to feel like every day I need to hustle every day, right? I need to have that feeling. If I need to go on vacation, fantastic. If there's some sunny days, great. But I don't need to be in my 100% comfort zone. So that's the first thing I understood about Ben Simmons. The second thing is, I'd be very interested to see if he's willing to lose money over improvement and becoming a professional, being an actual professional. I'm willing to see if he's willing to lose money. $300,000 a day, you willing to lose that? If he's willing to lose $300,000 a day, it basically explains something else to me. Not only do you not care about being a professional, not only do you not care about improving your game, you also don't value money. If you're willing to lose $300,000 a day, it tells me you don't care about money, no matter who you are. Some people say, oh, the riches are the rich. They'll mind, because before you become a millionaire, you must be a thousandaire. And before you become a billionaire, you must be a millionaire. So there's a process you go through. Nobody just jumps from 0 to a billion. So you must value little things, right? But if this guy is willing to lose $300,000 a day, then that'll be another telling thing. I don't know what team is going to be clamoring for Ben Simmons after you've seen how he's acting, pretty much like a big baby. What team is in search of a player like this? You want to talk about people are talking about a locker room. What type of benefit is this guy as a vet going to bring to the core of my locker room when younger guys are supposed to look up to this guy that doesn't even want to show up to work because somebody said improve your game? The fact of the matter is, you feel like the Philadelphia 76ers, your coach and your teammates are the ones that put you out there. You let your team down when you out there playing like garbage in the final game of the series, when you took 4 shots, made 2 shots, and somehow, some way, that's somebody else's issue. No, the issue's with you. And anybody that's babying this guy, you're not doing him any favors. So these are my thoughts on Ben Simmons, and I'll be really curious to see what he does next. I'll be very curious to also hear what some of his apologists are going to say. The guys that love babying guys, just keep babying them. And keep telling them it's always somebody else's fault. And let's see how far this gets Ben Simmons. So these are my thoughts and opinions on this. I'm done with this topic unless something else develops. These are my thoughts and opinions. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day. Catch you guys on the next episode.